On June 22nd, 1996, id Software made history once again. They were able to capitalize in the immense success of Doom and pushed its combat philosophy to even greater heights with the release of Quake. Quake, just like Doom, is by far one of the most influential video games of all time. When it came out back in 1996, it was a revolution of the FPS genre once again. Not only did it perfect the first-person shooter formula, but it also popularized online multiplayer. Everything that made Doom so awesome in 1993, Quake did it infinitely better in 1996, and that's a fact. There's a reason why it sold over 5 million copies by 1999. A video game having that kind of reach in the late 90s is just, to put it simply, outright insane. If you were a kid growing up in the late 90s, you most likely saw someone playing Quake, as it was, in fact, everywhere. There's a reason why Joe Rogan can't stop talking about it. Come on. You might think that Quake, just like Doom, is still relevant to this day and is being played by millions. Well, no sé cómo decirte esto, amigo. The last Quake title to ever come out was Quake Champions in 2017. Quake Champions tried to ride on the popularity of Overwatch and failed miserably. Before that we got Quake 4 in 2005 and it was something else, I guess. Before that we got Quake 3 Arena in 1999, absolute banger, and before that we got Quake 2 in late 1997. Y no mames, este juego es la verga, a la verga me vale verga. What I mean by all of this is that Quake has changed a lot through its history, to the point where it doesn't have a defined theme. Is Quake about battling the cosmic forces of the unknown, a revolution against the machine, or a balls to the walls guns blazing bunny hopping simulator? No one really knows. What we do know is that it is definitely not a hero shooter. It's been confirmed by id Software itself that they are already working on their brand new game, and everything, absolutely everything, points out that it is either going to be something Doom or Quake related. The Xbox Bethesda showcase is later this week, and the more I think of it, the more I believe that a remake of the original 1996 Quake is going to be announced. And in this video, I'm gonna give my huge hot take on why a remake of Quake would be, to put it simply, absolutely fantastic. Of course, this doesn't mean that a Quake remake has been confirmed, but it is extremely likely that id Software is gonna get on stage this week and announce their next big game. And if it isn't something Quake related, it will be fucking Doom. With that being said, my friends, let's do a fun little dynamic. If you want a Quake remake, absolutely destroy the like button, and if you are against it, let me know why down below in the comment section. I really want to know what all of you have to say about this topic, so be sure to leave your comment down below. I'll be down there in the replies reading absolutely everything. And so without further ado, grab your shotgun, enter the sleep gate, and let's battle our way through Lovecraftian monsters straight into this. Before we start, I want to thank everyone who has been using code MIDNIGHT on Gamersubs. Thank you so much, and I really hope you enjoy.
Tell someone who gives a shit.
After Quake 4, and just like with Doom, id Software took a long, indefinite break from the franchise, and in 2016, id Software released Doom to critical acclaim. After 12 years of development hell, the team at id were able to reinvigorate one of their legendary franchises, and after the immense success of Doom 2016, everyone was anxiously waiting for the return of Quake, and well, the rest is history. Even if I enjoy playing Quake Champions here and there, it is undeniable that this game left a lot to be desired for hardcore and casual fans, and left a big stain on the franchise. It was confirmed last year by id Software itself that they are already working on their next big project, and even a year and a half before that, with the release of The Ancient Gods Part 2, it was confirmed by Hugo Motzin, Doom Eternal's game director, that he would love to tackle Lovecraftian themes themes in id Software's next game. He is, after all, a huge fan of Bloodborne, which is a masterpiece. Out of all of id Software's games, the only game that has Lovecraftian cosmic horror themes is none other than the original Quake. For the last year or so, the topic of a Quake remake has been resurfacing on a lot of gaming forums. Some people love the idea of a remake of Quake, and some people outright despise it with passion, saying stuff like Quake is simply irreplaceable, that they do not trust Bethesda at all on managing a project of that magnitude, and if that remake artistically looks like Quake Champions, they simply do not want it.
I don't want it. I never have.
One of the main reasons why I would love to see a remake of Quake is because of its narrative. Now, I know that a lot of people are against story in video games, especially in first-person shooters, and I know that Quake's lore, just like Doom's lore, was an afterthought by id Software back in the 90s. The story of Quake goes as follows. Humanity has achieved the creation of slipgates. Because of that, an enemy codenamed Quake began sending his own army of monsters to destroy the Earth. You are Ranger, and everyone at your base was killed by Quake. Because of that, you pumped your shotgun, entered the slipgate, and began blasting away. The end.
Impossible. Perhaps the archives are incomplete.
Yeah, the story is really bare bones, but if id Software has done something right recently, is that they have been able to grab a game with a very lacking narrative and expand that narrative into a fully fledged and constructed universe. Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal are great examples of that. I'm not saying that Quake should only focus on its story. Of course not. Quake is first and foremost badass gameplay, but I believe that a great story can greatly enhance its gameplay and vice versa. Although, if a Quake remake does become true, I wouldn't like the story to take inspiration from Doom Eternal, in the sense of how comically absurd the story can get. While Doom can be goofy at times, Quake should be dead center on having a serious and mature story. For the last couple of years, I've noticed a new trend within multiplayer games like Call of Duty and Apex, that being that a lot of players play like complete maniacs, and those same players are constantly advocating for new mechanics that make the game even faster, while not noticing that the game they're looking for is called Quake. For God's sake, Quake even revolutionized esports and made it what it is today. With the way the industry has shifted in the last couple of years, I believe that Quake's arena-like gameplay style would greatly resonate with the community. You might not know this, but id Software is known primarily for fast-paced multiplayer games, and to be fair, they have been lacking on that regard for almost a decade. Doom 2016's multiplayer is loved by many, but it feels like another Call of Duty clone. Quake Champions tried to be Overwatch and failed, and Doom Eternal, while I can appreciate that it tried to do something different, gave us a pretty underwhelming multiplayer mode that wasn't able to maintain a constant player base. I do not know if you have noticed, but boomer shooters have been exploding in popularity for the last 2 or 3 years, and people like Under the Mayo and Jim Lives have only helped giving those games a bigger reach with their reviews. The System Shock remake and 40k bolt gun came out a few weeks ago, and they were extremely well received by the gaming community. Now imagine if a new Quake came out that stayed true to its roots and gave us the original Quake experience but modernized with today's technology. If Doom Eternal was a colossal hit, there's no reason for a new Quake to explode in popularity and make the fans of the franchise who have been craving some new Quake content happy once again. With that being said, you might be wondering inside your head, but Midnight, why would id Software release another Quake when they have Doom at the peak of its popularity? Well, it's simple, my friends. The way the Ancient Gods Part 2 ended, with the Doomslayer going to sleep once again, it felt like id Software was making a direct statement, that being that they are giving Doomguy a well-deserved rest, and are going to focus on developing new experiences. Quake is just as important and influential as Doom, and I think it deserves a second chance in this new era of video games. And that is my hot take in this entire topic. Who knows what the hell id Software is going to announce this Sunday, but you can bet that it is going to be awesome. I hope. Thank you so much for watching this video, and have a great day, my friends. Adios. Bye. Hello, my beautiful Patreons, it's your time once again. Huge thank you to Brendan Hudson for becoming a champion on the Patreon page. Thank you so much. Also thank you to Lion Hunter 743, Cal W, M Dama, Pneumatic Bear, Saint Overkill, Andy Gonzalez, Dan the Man, Aaron Warren, Nick Irving, Romney Hasagawa, Frankosaurus, Jordan Willingham, Cody D. Loner, Kudu Kenshi, Megaton, George Unknown User 0, Awesombra, and Florian Habloets. Muchísimas gracias.